Good Thursday evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Dirt Racing Network and our live coverage. The SimRapMarket.com by the Midget Series. Lernerville Speedway will be the site for all the action this evening. 14 teeny-weeny little warriors in here, duking it out on the dirt. It's like I'm watching an episode of Lord of the Rings. I am just kidding. 100% just kidding. Mighty Midget Series. These guys put on a hell of a show every time they're on the network. We enjoy having them. We're glad you're here to check it out. Won't be long, about 2.5 minutes. We're going to get right to the action. I forgot to open up the points for this evening. I'm going to try to do that. I hope it doesn't pop up directly on the screen and mess me all up, because if it does, it's going to be very frustrating, because I forgot to do it. I've been sitting here watching these guys practice for about 10 minutes, going through all my pre-race stuff, and, well, that was the one thing I forgot to do. And I know the point there is scheduling the points. Let's see what we can find for the Iron Man. Oh, it popped up on a good screen for me. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. All right. let's see. For the Ironman, we're going to go straight to our standings. We have Bo Brannon leading the points by 54 over Josh Gerlach, your defending Ironman champ. They both have 36 starts in the series for the year. Craig Silby, 112 points back. He's 34 starts. David Krikorian at 36 starts, 136 back. And Billy Barros in the top 5, 206 back. He has 34 starts. We keep rolling on down. Anelski, Boyd, Yonke, Riley Scott, Mike Gebert, all in the top 10. Brochart, Rogers. Rogers only has 18 starts, 12th in the points. Now he's about 1,000 behind. He's 915, 970 behind. But we're only halfway through. We really are. So a lot of races left, a lot of chances to get a little further up in the Ironman for him. But right now it is Bo Brandon's Ironman Championship to win or lose, and everybody really wants that piece of hardware. The season championships are great, but the Ironman, that means you outlasted everybody for an entire year and you bested them all doing it. So Rogers quickest in the practice session. The Kiwi Conqueror, Craig Silby right behind. There's your man, Bo Brennan, Billy Barros, Josh Gerlach. All these guys race winners. All these guys past champions. And not that far apart. 0.2 of a second, and I know that sounds like a lot, but out here it's just a handful of car lengths. So track looks like it's getting ironed in very well. We got a nice low line. We got a really good line up by the lip. And then I am seeing where they're moving the marbles around right through the middle right there. So we're going to be ready for qualifying. Yeah, what is his real name? I am not going to be able to use the name that I was given in here for that. I know that's his streamer name, and I am not going to be able to. So, Danny, you're going to have to help me out with a real name. All right, straight to our heat races this evening. And the driver that I don't have a real name for, driving in the 10 car, he is on the pole. I am not going to use that name. I just can't. It's against my religion. He'll start on the pole in the 38 of Billy Barros on his outside. Riley Scott, the 88, row 2 to the inside with Garrett Boyd in the 21. Starting position number 4. Josh Gerlach, 71 machine. Third row to the inside next to Brady Shaw in the 9. And David Krikorian in that 66 machine. Starting way out back. Guys, somebody help me out with a real name for that driver. I really would like to have a name for that driver. All right. Watts Pace Truck. If the Pace Truck bails off right here, we know we're going green. If they don't, they're showing them where the start line is. We'll take them around to one more time. Oh, Pace Truck's getting out of the way. We're getting ready to go green. Heat number 1 about to get underway. SimRepMarket.com, Mighty Midget Series, Summer Sizzlers from Lernerville underway. Green flag. 10 of WAP and the 88. The 88 of Riley Scott. Well, it didn't look like an 8 on the back of that car. It does now. Jump out 1-2 from the inside line. Billy Barros around the top side. He went 3 wide to get to third. Got around Garrett Boyd. Way up high. Boyd's trying to run in the middle. He's going to run in 4th back here. Gerlach 5th, and he's going to the high line in 3 and 4. Oh, that car way out of shape. He lost some time there. Brady Shaw, David Krikorian rounding things out. Here comes Barros. He's got it wound up on the top side. He's going for the lead. Billy Barros. No, he was going for second, and boy, did he step on it, put the right rear up over the lip. That is going to put him in a bad spot here in just a minute. He is going to be right in front of the field as they're going to come around down the backstretch. 10 car still out in front. He has got a 2.25 seconds on these guys. Okay. Garrett Boyd up to third, and Boyd had a little stumble right there out of 2, and I thought Gerlach might have a run on the outside, but Boyd is able to get that thing cranking again, and he is going to hang on right there for the time being anyway. Scott, Boyd, and Gerlach kind of battling with each other. Wop is out in front, and he is really kind of holding on to this thing. He's 0.6 of a second out in front. Looking for one of these guys to try to close things up, and it looks like Riley Scott did a good job that lap. Picked up a 10th, but the white flag already out. And this one's going to be pretty easy. Started on the pole. He's going to come around and win it. Wop's going to pick it up. Scott looks like he's going to hang on for second. Who's going to be third? Boyd went to the bottom. He hangs on in front of Gerlach. Shaw in the 5th spot. Krikorian was 6th, and Barros rounded out the field. So Heat 1 is in the books, and I think we only have 2 tonight because we only had 14 cars, and that was half of them right there. We're going to get one more. One more heat out of here. This is how we're going to line them up. Be the 13 of Wayne Anelski, starting on the pole, with the 20 of Brennan Rogers on his outside. Steven Spieth, 55, row 2 to the inside, next to the Kiwi Conqueror, Craig Silby, in that 7 machine. And your third row. Ironman points leader currently, the 49 of Bo Brandon, and he's got the 93 of Reed Brochard on his outside. Shotgun Charlie for heat number 2, 98 car, that's Brett Wagoner. That car should be a very bright shade of green. And it is. He always comes in with something really bright. It's usually green. I see the Conqueror up there has changed his from that darker green to a very neon-y yellow. So Craig Silby be easy to spot on the track tonight. Guy on the outside of the front row, probably the car we're going to need to watch. He has done nothing but win since he came to the series. Green flag out, and Anelski. Oh, what happened there? And Anelski going to grab the lead. See how long it takes for Rogers to get there. But Craig Silby working the high side. 3 wide out of 2. A little bit of contact. I'm not sure that Spieth knew he was completely beside him. He tried to close the door late there, and there was a little contact. No wrecking going on here. Here comes the battle for the lead. And as I suspected, Brendan Rogers found a way to wind the 20 car up. He's going to go to the front. Here comes Silby trying to run him down and get around Anelski at the same time. Doesn't want to let Brendan Rogers get too far out in front. He does. It'll be hard to catch him. Looked like Bo Brandon threw it in hard on the bottom. He got the left front hook down in the grass, and he is going to fight that car back on the track, but he's going to give up a couple of spots. Contact between Silby and Anelski. Open wheel cars, and they are not afraid to touch them together. I don't think that's very safe, but hey, I'm not out there handling the steering wheel, so let them do their thing. 3/4 of a second the distance between first and second. Rogers to Silby. Anelski's right there. Brochard and Brannon now trying to mount a charge on each other, and I think Brochard's got the better of it right here. Wagner in the 6th spot, and Steve Spieth off the track out in 3 and 4. That's going to probably put him at the back of tonight's feature. But the 20 car has now come out of turn 4. A white flag is in the air one more time around. Brennan Rogers going to cruise to an easy victory in the heat race this evening. All he does is win, win, win. Rogers, heat 2 winner. Silby second. Brandon up to third. Anelski fourth. Wagoner and Brochard 5th and 6th. Steven Spieth took his machine off the track about 3 laps ago. I don't know. Mindy or Barbara, if either one of you are watching, your stuff is in the mail. I don't know where I put the tracking info on it. I'll try to find it and let you guys know the delivery date before the end of the show if I can. Warm-up time. These guys have been off for a couple of weeks now. We'll see how many of them are going to roll themselves out here. I see Silby coming down. I think that's Riley Scott rolling behind. Yeah, it is. So these guys are going to get just a little warm up in. Appreciate everybody being in the chat, guys. I see Facebook. I see YouTube. I don't see anybody over on Twitch just yet. Night's early. Don't forget 2 shows tonight. Back-to-back shows. We will not shut the stream down. We will just move from one server to the other after the top 3 interviews. We'll play a little bit of music from one of my favorite artists, and we'll swap servers for you and get the second show. It should be pretty slick tonight. Uh-oh, looks like we're having a dash, guys. Scott and Silby's out there. I believe that's the 10. In behind. Yeah, it is. Well, we're going to look for Brendan Rogers to come out. Who else are we going to look for? We're not going to look for anybody else. Brendan Rogers not coming out. We're underway. Only 3 cars? And only one of them a race winner. I'm not sure why we don't have everybody out there, but hey, you know what? Racing's racing. 1 lap in the book. Silby out in front. Scott is second. Lop running third. A little mini dash here. 2 laps in the book. Should be 6 laps. That's what they normally run. That's what we're going to count on. Right now, it is looking a lot like Riley Scott is the quickest of these guys. He is. Oh, he was. Now he's not. He was running down Silby. 3 down, 3 to go. Scott, Silby, Lop, 1, 2, 3 in this dash. They're going to vie for those top 3 spots. Two to go. Riley Scott out the window in turns 3 and 4. He just jumped right out the side window right there. Right rear got up over the cushion. And that's going to lose him a spot in this deal. White flag will be coming out this time. Craig Silby. Good distance out in front of Lop on this, and Lop's got a big gap on Riley Scott as Scott took it out the window back there a couple laps ago, and it looks like Craig Silby is going to race for the pole this evening for our feature. And there goes Silby across the line. Lop second, and Scott in third. Hello, Mr. Church. Mr. Church, if you have a way to contact Mindy Lee, let her know that her prize package is on its way. Please and thank you. Track will be closed. They will send us over the lineup momentarily, at least for the top 3. That's all that went out for our dash. Maybe they aren't. Maybe they're just going to... we're able to figure that out. That's what they're going to go with. I'm okay with that. So we know the top 3 will be Silby, Lop, and Scott. Behind that, I'm not sure how they're going to line those guys up. I didn't get a lineup sheet for the top 3, but I know row 4. Well, that's the 71 of Josh Gerlach, and he'll have Wayne Anelski in the 13 beside him. Your 5th row will be Brady Shaw in the 9, Brett Wagoner in the 98, David Krikorian 66, Reed Brochart 93. Teammates there in row number 6. And Billy Barros in the 38, Steven Spies in the 55, making up our final row. Now we're going to go to the front. going to watch and see how they're going to line us up here. We got a couple extra laps. We know they're going to shuffle it a little bit. We just don't know how much. Brendan Rogers going to the back. Did Brendan Rogers sweep the last time we were out? Because if that's the case, then Brendan Rogers, hot shoe, and Brendan Rogers will start P14. Boyd will start outside of row number 2 next to Riley Scott. Bo Brandon is going to be the 3rd row inside driver. And look at that. Moving up. Everybody moved up a spot. Josh Gerlach now row 3 to the outside. Yep. Brendan Rogers must be the hot shoe. I didn't get an information card tonight. Probably partially my fault because I didn't ask for one. We've been off for so dang long that I kind of forgot. I don't think we've covered a race for these guys in near a month. Since, I want to say the week before the 4th of July. 20-something of June. So it has been at least 3 weeks since we have seen simrapmarket.com Mighty Midgets. All right, this time around, they're going to get the signal to double back up. And we're going to get ready to go green on the next lap. Pole sitter will officially start us coming out of turn 4 the next time we come around. We will have 30 green flag laps. For show number 1. Don't go anyway. Oh, no way. That's Derek? Are you kidding me? He used to run number 20. Always ran number 20. Okay, now I know who that is. That's fantastic. All right, green flag officially out. simrapmarket.com Mighty Midgets from Lernerville underway. Silby's going to grab the lead quickly. Scott going to go by and into second. Garrett Boyd up to 3rd. Lop trying to has. That's Derek. Man, I haven't talked to Derek in a long time. Good to see him back on the racing surface. Josh Gerlach and Bo Brandon going at it side by side. Oh, car sideways at the back. That looked like that was David Krikorian. It sure was. No caution as no one hit him, and he didn't trigger a yellow before everybody passed, so he is going to be okay. So Silby, Scott, Anelski, and Boyd are now going at it. Big slider from Brandon. Wow, Bo Brandon. Huge slide job. I think he went 2 for 1 right there. He got Gerlach and got Lop at the same time. Oh, off the outside on the back stretch. Back in behind that Steven Spiess now. Silby. He is out to over a second on Riley Scott. Anelski trying to close the gap. Anelski moved to the inside in 3 and 4. Wasn't able to make it stick. Here comes Garrett Boyd. Boyd on a run right now, but I'll tell you, the man on the move, that is going to be the 49 of Bo Brandon. He is closing in quickly, and he is throwing bomb sliders down here in 3 and 4. He didn't quite get there, and he did a good job of keeping that in his own lane. Anelski and Scott now go after it. Boyd is right in this. Anelski has the spot. They're letting Silby get out here and just run away and hide. That time Brandon went for the slider on Riley Scott, and Riley Scott cut right underneath him. Very smooth, very easy. It's going to happen again right here. Bo Brandon now trying to take the spot away from Garrett Boyd. Boyd go a little wider, get the run on the outside, and he had a big run. Riley Scott slammed the door on him. Absolutely closed it off, and I don't think Boyd got hurt in it, but he had to really get out of the throttle. Meanwhile, out in front with 21 to go, Craig Silby 1.5 seconds over Anelski. Brandon doing Brandon things. I thought he was going to go run the bottom, and he didn't, but look who is all the way from the back inside the top 5. Driver 20, Brendan Rogers, and he is not taking any prisoners. He is just picking them up and putting them down. He goes around Riley Scott into 4th, and now he's got his sights set on the 49 of Bo Brandon. Moved to the inside. He almost stacked him up 3 wide. Brandon now went through the middle, went to the high side out there, and that opened the door. Here comes Rogers. He's not afraid to go and put a little move on you. Get that car down on the bottom, maybe move it up a half a lane, block your run. It's just kind of the way you're needing to do things in these midgets. And man, he is just putting it down right now. He started 14th, and he is trying to make a pass to get on the podium. We're creeping in on halfway. This is going to be 16 to go. That time Bo Brandon went in middle, slid it out high, and that opened the door just a little further for Brendan Rogers to get down in there. I don't think that slider line is all that good right now. That exit speed is not there. And Rogers is going to use the bottom. Get it up, get off camber with the curve. He makes the pass. Let's go look. Craig Silby, 2 seconds out in front. He is just driving away from this whole group right here. Anelski. And Anelski's going to be under fire from Rogers. Brandon still 4th. Boyd recovering, getting back to 5th now. But it's all Craig Silby. He started close enough to the front, and he is trying to use that to his advantage and get away from these guys. Wayne Anelski's doing a good job right here, staying in front of Brendan Rogers. He is keeping that at about 6-7 tenths. Well, when I see him, I know what he goes by, and I'm not afraid to use his real name. I've had that man in my home, so. Coming around, we're going to get 10 to go out of Craig Silby. .26 seconds. Coming out of 4. Anelski still hanging on, and Rogers not giving up. He's closed it down to 4 tenths. That's your top 3. Brandon still in 4th. Boyd is 5th. Spiess in the 6th spot. And then Barros or Scott, Gerlach, Wagoner. There's Jarek right there. Brochart, Shaw, and Krikorian. Everybody's still on track. Everybody's still on the lead lap, although only about 3 seconds ahead of the leader. He's just growing this here. He's out to 2.6 seconds. Got the gap down to just about 3 car lengths for the 2nd and 3rd place drivers, and we still got a lot of laps left. There goes Rogers. Slider in low, out high. He made Anelski respect the slider. Perfectly done. Move Rogers up to P2 now. And now Anelski's going to have to hang on because Bo Brandon is trying to work his way. Up there and get on the podium. Remember, Silby was behind him in the Ironman. If Silby can hang on and keep Brandon back there, that is going to close things up a few points. 4 to go this time. Almost 3 seconds to the gap 1st to 2nd. Craig Silby has something working in session number 1 here tonight. Anelski is still 3rd, but Bo Brandon closing that gap. Has it down to about 4 tenths. He's only going to have about 6 more corners to get it done. 2 to go signal from the starter stand. Our first caution happens with 2 to go. David Krikorian has an issue in 3 and 4. I'm positive the right rear got up over the cushion, and he got stopped right there on what is still considered a little piece of the track, and that is precisely what happened. He stopped right there. He's outside the cones. That'll trigger us a caution. We are going to get a closed field Restart with 2 to go. It'll be single file, but they will be nose to tail. That 3-second gap, well, it is gone. So we're looking like we're having a quickie caution here. Yep, pace truck is going to get out of the way. We're going to restart here. 2 laps to go when they take this green flag. Craig Silby going to get us restarted. He does a pretty good job right there. Goes to the bottom, protect that entry line. He knows Rogers likes to get down there early. Coming around this time in 3 and 4. Silby to the bottom, Rogers slider line, white flag in the air. Silby off of turn 2. Did he find the launch pad? Boy, I'll tell you what, they look pretty even there to me. Into 3 and 4, final time. Give it to Silby. He wins session 1. Rogers, Brandon goes into the inside and steals third. Away from Wayne Anelski. Anelski was 4th, and Spiess was in that 5th spot. All right, we'll start moving our drivers around. We know we have. We'll wait for Craig Silby, but we can immediately get a hold of the driver in the 49 car. He leads the Ironman points, and on the last restart, he figures out a way to get on the podium. Bo Brandon, that looked like that was a pretty tough one tonight.
Yeah, track's really hooked up. I mean, it seems like it needs a jet engine to pass out here sometimes, and happy with third though. Yeah, it's not. This is not my track, so I'm happy. As long as I keep podiums up and keep the Ironman points lead, that's all I'm really here to do tonight. So, definitely happy to get the podium. Snuck by Wayne on the restart there, last corner, which was that one felt pretty good. But he drove a great race, and man, he's getting faster than every week. He's going to win one pretty soon here. So, props to him. Props to Brendan and Craig. Good race overall.
Yeah, it looked like the track kind of got wide there, and guys were running pretty much all over. We know you're usually a bottom feeder, but the 49 car was searching, or was the 49 car just doing 49 car things?
It felt like the top just didn't go away, so that the bottom became, preferred. It felt like a heat race still, kind of, where the top could. I mean, this is a pretty top-heavy track, especially in 3 and 4, and so yeah, it was like that middle high line, and it just kind of stuck there the whole race. So I was watching Craig; he was running pretty much the same thing, and I tried the bottom a couple times. Brendan got past me on the bottom, and so I went down there and I lost half a second pretty quick. So it was just I never felt like it was quite there, and yeah, that's all it really needs some nights to for the 49 car to not have the best result. So it is what it is. Can't complain though. Varix.com for all your e-commerce needs. Thanks to my parents, my wife, Netcode Esports. This group is just a blast to run with. It's really nice to have a lot of respect back and forth between the drivers. Simrapmarket.com for all anybody who needs a skin or a paint job. That's where it's at. And you, Roger. Thanks to you for broadcasting.
All right, man. Well, congrats on a great run. Thanks for chatting with us. We're going to check the 20 car for those jet packs you were talking about a little while ago.
Yeah, I think you should.
All right, man. Good luck in session 2. That's Bo Brandon. He finished in third. Now we can move on. He had to start as the hot shoe all the way at the back. He didn't waste any time getting into the top 5. But once he got there, the sledding got a little bit tougher, and we're used to seeing the 20 car make things look a little easier. Brendan Rogers, it was not easy tonight.
No, these guys are fast, man. They're getting good, and yeah, and, when you have a good green flag run like that, you get a guy like Craig, just fresh air out front, man. He's just gonna pull away. I was blessed with that, yellow with 2 to go. I swear I didn't PayPal someone for that. I swear, I promise. But yeah, no, and on the restart, man, Craig did exactly what he needed to do. I don't know I don't think he knew that I ran the bottom for the first half of the race. I mean, nobody was down there. So I got pretty comfortable down there, and that's kind of what I was going to do. And as soon as I saw he was going to roll down there, I had to do something crazy on the top. And there's just, there's not that extra. You can't just find a tenth or two on the top. It's really, you just want to run it consistent. So I knew it was going to be a hell of a push to try and get around him at the end there. But no, I can't say enough about Craig, man. He ran a fantastic race and really earned that one.
Yeah, well, we were invited to look for jet packs on the 20 because we're pretty sure that's how you were making all your passes. Somebody's pretty sure that's how you were making all your passes. But I know you like to go to the bottom. You always I make fun of you because you used to have the tops up here stuff. But you make that work really, really well. And that's just got to be like, I don't know, some kind of eyesight comfort thing for you, right?
Honestly, man, it's just the whole thing is I will go. It's not it wasn't really the faster line for the most part. It's just I kind of have to go when you start in the back like that and you have to get to the front. You have to go where they're not. And I tried the middle for the first lap, and that's just where everyone was beating wheels and slowing each other down. And it's like, well, if they're going to lose a tenth or two or more wobbling in the middle in the fast lane, then I can make up the difference running a slower line where no one is. So that's just how it always works out. Is everyone forgets about the bottom. And if everyone left the top alone, that's where I would be, but
right.
So it's how it ends up. And honestly, in the midgets, man, you can hit the bottom pretty much the entire time. It's going to be slower, but man, if those guys are racing like they were, it's your best ticket to the front.
Well, an awesome run nonetheless. You had to start hot shoe. That's taken off for race number 2. You know who you got to go chase down, right?
I do. I need to think a little bit on how that went and where I can make some speed on Craig. And I know Bo's not going to be happy not being, not winning that deal. So I need to get better real quick.
All right, man. Quick shout outs and thank yous, and we'll let you head over there and start trying to figure things out.
Yeah, well, obviously you, Roger, coming on board with Dirt Racing Network. Like I've mentioned before, man, if you're only tuning in for the Mighty Midgets, definitely go check out what else is going on the Dirt Racing Network. So much really, really great racing going on all week long. So go check that out if you haven't already. The Indie Esports guys, of course, Wade and Noah and all those boys always help me out. Got a fresh fish in the series. Another streamer, Sir Lop, he's giving it his best. He won his heat race and ran in the dash, so that was really cool to see him have some quick success here. And going to be training him up, want him to be competitive with these guys and add another great competitor to the field. So otherwise, yeah, man, we're just going to go and try and win this second race.
All right, man. Thanks for chatting with us, and we'll look forward to seeing what you can do in session number 2.
Absolutely. Thank you, Roger.
That is Brennan Rogers. He finishes in second, and now we're going to move on. We're going to talk to the guy that started on the pole. He dominated the dash, and he absolutely dominated the feature. Mr. Conqueror, we have not had a conversation in a minute, but, man, you look pretty good out there tonight.
Thanks so much, Roger. I'm so stoked to be up here. I was out front and it was plain sailing there for a while. I was just trying to keep super smooth and super consistent because I knew that 20 was coming. I knew he was going to get me, and then that yellow, I was like, oh my goodness, that's it. She's all over.
Yeah, you look like you were very consistent with your lap times. You look like you were really kind of doing your own thing out there, and you were absolutely driving away from everybody. Nobody seemed to have anything for driver 7 tonight.
Yeah, I managed to. I think it's just this bright color. Hopefully, it's scaring everybody off. But I'm loving it. But yeah, I'd rather be doing what he's doing and racing with the guys. Like being out front's a little bit lonely. So I'll see how we go in the next one.
I was going to ask you, are you sure about that? Because the last couple of times that I remember, that having to carve through the field thing did not work out in your favor. Are you sure you want to go do that?
Oh, absolutely. That's where the fun is. It's like elbows out, wheel-to-wheel racing. That's where all the fun is. It's the out fronts. It's good for the kudos, but it's not much fun. It's a bit boring.
All right, man. Well, give me your shout-outs, your thank yous. We'll let you go start figuring out what's going on in session number 2.
Oh, thanks, Roger. Netcode Esports, the guys from netcodebrand.com put this together, and we just love it. And we're getting some new guys coming in still, and I'm hoping they see what it's all about. The SimRat Market Mighty Midget series is coming up again for another season. We're really looking forward to that, and we're all part of this Ironman series. Dirt Racing Network. Wow, you guys make us look fantastic online, and I'm looking forward to watching that. So bring on the next event, and let's see how we go.
All right, man. Congrats on the win. Let's see if you can make it a sweep tonight. And I don't know if this
that'd
is
be
the
great.
last
Thanks
summer
for that.
sizzler or not. And maybe you got to wear the hot shoe in a couple weeks.
Oh, that'd be fun. I'd love
right.
to come from the back.
All right, buddy. That is Craig Silby picking up the win in session number 1 tonight. Let's take a quick look at our standings for session number 1. Sylvia Rogers and Brandon 1, 2, 3. Anelski in 4th. Spies in 5th. Boyd 6th. Gerlach 7th. Barros was 8th. Wagoner in 9th. Riley Scott 10th. Reed Brochart 11th. Mr. Lop was 12th. And D-Walk, I know that's you, so you and I will have a chat at some point. Brady Shaw 13th, and David Krikorian rounding things out. Krikorian just having a bad start to the night. We'll see what he can do in session 2 and recover. He's been improving for so many seasons now. Like to see that guy stay at the front. We are going to take a quick break. We are not going away. I am going to put up our beautiful, wonderful, amazing splash screen here. We are going to keep it going. We're going to play a little music in the background. One of my favorite artists, close personal friend. And I think he does some really good stuff. We're going to switch servers. We'll be back in just a moment.
Wake up in the morning about 12 p.m. Too much Jack and too much Jim. My head's still pounding like a big bass drum. I reaching over for an action, but they're already gone. Another crazy night in this cowboy's life. 'Cause I do what I wanna, do what I please, and all the bartenders let me drink for free. Everybody knows my name, and to me, you know it's just a game. Well, I get on stage and give the fans my heart, singing every night in a local bar. Sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's hard. It's a day in the life of a hillbilly rock star. Now along this road, there's a lot I learned, and everything I got, I worked hard to earn. I give it all up because I love my fans. But if you don't like me, well, I don't give a damn. It ain't hard to see why people want to live like me. It's 'cause I do what I want, I do what I please, and all the bartenders let me drink for free. Everybody knows my name, and to me, you know it's just a game. Well, I get on stage and give the fans my heart, sing it every night in a local bar. Sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's hard. It's a day in the life of a hillbilly rock star. We roll into town, got a country swagger, keep the music turned up and got blues like Haggard. You can find us hanging out every night. It's a little bucked up, but we're all alright. Don't hurt your dream. Hey, let me hear you sing that I do what I want, do what I please, and all the bartenders let me drink for free. Everybody knows my name, and to me, you know it's just a game. Well, I get on stage and give the fans my heart, 'cause thanks to them, I'm a big old star. Sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's hard. It's a day in the life of a hillbilly rock star. Hillbilly rock star.
All right, we have made it into session number 2. 13 of our drivers are returning. I'm looking down the list. I'm not sure who dropped out. Definitely not sure who dropped out from session number 1 yet, but I'll figure it out as we get ready to go along here. Race control waiting on us, I think. Qualifying, top 5 get locked in. Everybody else, well, they're going to be in the show, but they're going to have to race for their final starting position. They'll do that through the last chance qualifier. We will know when they have advanced the session. We'll see if Mr. Silby can sweep this evening's events. I know they are getting ready to kick off season number 3 here for 2024, the C season. They did the A season back first part of the year. The B season went from, I want to say, middle of March, end of March through about the end of May. And then we've done the Summer Sizzlers, and I think that's all coming to a close. I think next month, right after the Knoxville Nationals, when Joshy gets back, they're going to kick off the 2024 C season. So let's see. Brandon already on track. Boyd is on track. Barros. Billy Barros. We haven't talked about Billy much tonight at all. 2 seasons ago was the 2023 D season champion. Missed being the Ironman champion for the year by just a couple of points. Left front tire down in the ditch, and I think that slowed him down more than it helped him. So we'll see. We've got a couple of drivers who have already crossed the line. We're waiting for the times to post. Barros is going to be among that top 2 or 3. Bo Brandon, 15:40, the mark to beat right now. Shaw, Brochart. Boyd up there in 4th. Brett Wagoner. We'll see where... that is putting them on the clock now. Billy Barros jumps to 2nd. There he is, that man. Mama, there go that man again. Brennan Rogers, 15:28. Man, what a lap. Wayne Anelski 3rd quick. Right now, Josh Gerlach is your bubble boy with just a couple of drivers left to go. Gerlach, 15:43 on the stopwatch on lap number 1. Lap number 2. Slowed it down, 15:54. He stays 5th currently. David Krikorian. And Krikorian having all kinds of problems with keeping that car on the racing surface tonight. Maybe Lernerville, not David's favorite place. I know he's very good when we go to Fairbury. He's usually pretty good when we go to Cedar Lake as well. So, first time by will be a no time. He is going to have to bank it all on this particular lap right here. And we will find out where driver 66 times in. He needs to be better than 15:42. If he is going to lock into tonight's feature from qualifying, and he does not. 15:55. He is 11th of our 13 drivers. So we will lock in Rogers, Brandon, Anelski, Barros, and Gerlach. We will see everybody else on that list out here, LCQ. That's how they will start. Where they finish is where they will start in the feature, starting on the outside of row number 3. Do not forget, we are off until Monday night. Dirt Slingers Racing League, Monday Night Thunder, UMPs at Charlotte, and they will turn around and back those up with the big block modifiers at Fairbury. That starts at about 8:20 Eastern for the first show, and about 9:30, 9:40 Eastern for show number 2. That is week 7 or 8 for those guys. They're nearly halfway. So we know what it looks like, but we'll show you the lineup anyway. Spieth, Shaw, that's your first row. Lopp and Brochart in row 2. Boyd and Krikorian, Wagner, and Silby making up the 8 cars that are going to race in our LCQ. 10 laps. Where they finish is from 6th on back is where they will start in the feature. I love that shot right there. Gives us a good look. I don't know why he's in that weird looking car. He had a good one before. There's Reed Brochart in the 93, the GoPro machine. Krikorian again, Boyd, Wagner, and Silby. Craig Silby at the back of this field. He won session number 1, won the feature, and now he is starting 8th in your LCQ in session number 2. So, ready to get at it. 12 laps for the LCQ. This is a little bit of a change to what we used to do, but we really, really, really like this. It's kind of fun watching these guys. Top 5 already locked in. The winner of this will go into the dash with those top 5 when we finish this. And then that's how they'll start the first 3 rows. Everybody else is pretty much locked in here from row 4 on back. Right now, I am trying to figure out. Yeah, it is Spieth out in front. Lopp second, Boyd third, Shaw fourth, Silby from last, already halfway through the field. He's up to 5th. And he is not running the same line he ran in session number 1, but he is looking for a move on the outside of Brady Shaw. Oh, my. I thought we were going to have a left front to right rear contact right there for sure. Shaw came from the bottom up to the middle, and Silby started in the middle. They couldn't have missed by more than just a couple of inches right there. They almost do it again, and this time Silby almost gets into the left rear of Boyd down there. Boyd's going through the middle, and he is trying to find a way around that 10 machine. Man, I'll tell you what, we may be 4 wide here any moment. Everybody chasing Steven Spieth. 3 wide behind Lopp right there. That's for 3rd. This is the indication of what this track is going to be like for the feature. There's the big one, folks. Well, everybody's going to get them facing the right way. We're going to have some spots lost, but that was just everybody in close proximity. And if one guy slows up a little, you're going to get bumped and banged from behind, and it happens. Spieth, Boyd, Shaw, Wagner, Brochart, Lopp and Silby going at it once again. Krikorian bringing up the rear. We're going to go back here a little closer to the front. I thought Shaw and Wagner were about to have a little bit of an event there, but it looks like some separation has now happened. Steven Spieth holding it down out front. 55 machine. 2 seconds, 2.1 seconds at the line that time with 3 to go. These guys are going to have a very short 6-lap shootout. And Spieth, I think, is going to join those top 5 from qualifying, it looks like. No extra work on the track. They'll get right back out here, and then we'll get at it. Here comes Brochart. He's got Silby trying to run him down. Silby up to 5th again. Brady Shaw fell out of that top 5 with a mistake. White flag. LCQ about to finish. And Spieth, man, he has just found something. Big change from session 1 to session 2. And whatever work they did on the track really is suiting the driver in the 55 machine. He wins. The LCQ, he'll be in the dash here in just a moment. Boyd second, Wagner, Brochart, Silby, Lopp, Krikorian, and Shaw. So everybody's going to make it to the feature. The last couple of rows there. So Boyd and Wagner will make up row 4. Brochart and Silby row 5. Alop Gregorian row 6. And Shaw will have row 7 to himself. Now we're going to get 6 cars out here. They're going to get 6 laps. And these 6 drivers will make up our first 3 rows. So all kinds of redraw and reorganization and shuffling happens in this second show, which makes this a whole lot of fun. It's fun for the drivers. It's fun for me because I get to see great racing. And I hope it's fun for you guys because of the same thing, because these guys are doing it all right there. Let's see. Redraw, yep. Oh, we got the lineup already. It's going to be Bo Brandon on the pole. He'll have Billy Barros on his outside. Josh Gerlach on the inside of row 2. Next to Wayne Adelski. And then row 3, that's going to be Brendan Rogers and Steven Spiess. We're just waiting for these guys to start rolling out. Oh, they just redrew. Okay, so we aren't going to have a dash. They went into the redraw. And when they redrew them, that's how it came out. So that's what we're going to have. This is interesting. I thought we did the dash still, and that guy just joined him. Maybe he just joins them for the redraw. It's new. Like I said, it's not exactly how we used to do it. But it'll be a swap on that front row. Brennan will have the pole. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Yeah, Brandon and Barros. Barros will come from row 2 to row 1. Gerlach will come from row 3 to row 2 on the inside. Anelski will slide from inside row 2 to outside row 2. Spiess will stay the same. And Brendan Rogers will go from inside row 1 to inside row 3. Still 30 laps for our feature. We'll rearrange everybody. Brent, they had 14 in the first one, 13 in this one. It's been kind of an average for the summer of about 14 to 16 every week. And they've been racing every other week because of the summer. But that's a short-lived deal, and it's just till we get to August. And then they will run another 16 races over 8 weeks. That'll be 2024C, and then the last few weeks of the year there, November, December, they will put in another 16 races over 8 weeks. But all those races go towards Ironman. So.
Green, green, green.
All right, we are going to make sure everybody's where they're supposed to be. Brandon, Barros, Gerlach, Anelski, Rogers, Spiess. Then Boyd, Wagner, Brochart, Silby, Locke, Gregorian, and Shaw. Next time around, they'll double up. And the time after that, our pole sitter will get things started. Once we do, 30 laps of green flag racing to close out. Round 2 at Lernerville for the SimRapMarket.com Mighty Midget Series. Another in a string of summer sizzler races. These races, the points count towards Ironman. That's how they end up with 70-some races for the year in the Ironman series. They get about 54 during the season and another 8 or 10 here. So it's a high 60s, low 70s number. But the green flag is out as Bo Brandon jumps on the throttle, session number 2. SimRapMarket.com Mighty Midgets underway. It is a mad scramble behind that. Barros, Gerlach, Rogers, Anelski, Spiess, Boyd, all in a wad. Put Brett Wagner in there, Craig. Silby's trying to find some space to race. Leader has it to himself by about 20 car lengths right now. This is the battle right here. Rogers trying to work his way to second, comes off the bottom, slides the nose in front. He had it by about a half a car length at the line that time, but Barros is not giving it up. Will not go quietly. 3/4 of a second, first to second. That's Brandon to Rogers and Barros right now. Steven Spieth working the inside, and he's got the 55 car moving. Started 6th, up to 4th. Slide Gerlach and Anelski back. It goes Sylvie working to the inside. He started pretty deep in this one, and the guy that won session number 1 got some work to do if he's going to come up here and sweep tonight. Left front up on the grass. Rode the wheelie most of the way onto the front stretch. He is trying to use that bottom. Find that launch pad. Usually there's some tacky dirt right at the exit of 2, and they get a little launch. They can squirt out in front of the guy that's running through the middle. Sylvie had it that time. He's up to about 5th. All right, now he's closing in on Spieth. We'll go back towards the front because Rogers and Barros are reeling in your leader. And Brandon Rogers got it to hook the bottom nicely right there, and he moves right alongside Bo Brandon. This time Billy Barros used the middle, got a good run, and he takes over second. It's a pretty good battle shaping up here at the front, and that's where we want the battle. That time, Brandon with a big slider line, and he opened up the gap momentarily, but it closes right back down. Good stuff. Let's try to get on board with Spieth, and you can watch the battle in front. Barros crossing things over. Now goes on the slider. That means Rogers will have the bottom on the exit of 4. I'll tell you what, Steven Spieth is closing in. Whatever they did to the track, everybody's being pretty racy right now. This time Barros tried to use the right front as a blocker, or the right rear, excuse me, as a blocker. And Brendan Rogers took the car a little bit wider. Meanwhile, Brandon not getting away while these guys are battling each other. And the top 4 have got a big breakaway going. Back to Sylvie, who's up to 5th and riding a wheel stand down the front stretch. Coming out of 4, he's right in front of Anelski and Boyd. He needs a caution to catch up if he's going to have an attempt to win both races here at Lernerville tonight. Now we're single file, so all the battling looks like it has been worked out. Now can Rogers go up there and go get Bo Brandon. 16 to go. Laps are ticking off pretty quick here. Halfway this time by Brandon, Rogers, Barros, Spieth, and Sylvie are the top 5. That time, Rogers got a good run out of the center of 2, goes for the slider in 3 and 4. New leader. Brandon Rogers to the front. I don't think Brandon's going to really go for that slider right there. The door wasn't going to be completely open, and it does open up a gap when he had to check the car down to about 8 car lengths, and it closes Billy Barros right up to the back end of the 49. Spieth is still hanging on right there, and Sylvie's not making up ground on leaders, but he is closing on 2nd, 3rd, and 4th right now. Nelski's still in 6th. Boyd, Wagoner, Gerlach, Brochart, Shaw, Vanelop, and Krikorian. They're at the back. They're a good ways back. They are not in danger of going a lap down. I don't think, even if we stay green, that Brendan Rogers is going to catch the back of this field. So lap traffic will not become an issue. And he is starting to gap out on Bo Brandon now. He is out to 6/10. The battle's going to heat up for 3rd because Billy Barros has got something working on the top side, but Steven Spieth now makes a move. Put him in the top 3. Did well in that LCQ. And he's parlaying that into a pretty good run in the feature right now on the podium currently. Silby closing in on these guys. He's just not closing on the leader at all. And Rogers inching away, lap after lap. Out to almost a full second now. Brandon led the first 15. It's been all Rogers since, and Brandon hanging on to second. About 0.5 of a second in front of Steven Spieth. Spieth has been moving forward. He's getting into the tough guys now. Six to go for the leader coming out of turn 4. It'll be the wave lap next time by. All 5 fingers extended fully. Brandon Rogers sees that signal first. 5 to go. Spieth still third, not closing in on Brandon at all. Barros now starting to lose ground to Spieth. Silby kind of stagnant, stuck in one spot. Manelski the same. Boyd the same. Not Brendan Rogers. He is getting away. He is at the 1.3 seconds now. Didn't have to start as deep in the field, and he is turning that into a runaway with 3 to go. Brendan Rogers making it look pretty easy. 15.87, quickest car on the track by over 1/10 of a second, almost 1/10 and a half that time. Popsicle sticks out of 4, 2 to go. 1.5 seconds. Spieth now late charge. I think he's going to run out of laps before he can close the real estate up. He had it down to under a half second. White flag for Brendan Rogers. Brandon Rogers finishes second in session 1. A step better this time for session number 2. He wins at Lernerville. Brandon second, Spieth in the third, then Barros and Silby 4 and 5. Let the drivers all get parked up here on the front stretch. And then we will grab one at a time. We'll grab our drivers and we'll bring them in here. Had a fantastic run in the LCQ. He won that going away. He takes that starting spot in the feature in the first 3 rows and turns it into a third place finish. Steven Spieth, good run tonight in the second show.
Thank you very much. Felt a lot better in the second one than I did the first one.
Well, it looked like it. You just missed getting locked in the top 5 there by just a skosh. But you come out in...
yeah, it looked like it was about 0.006 of a second, I think Josh got me by there in the qualifying.
Yeah, and then you come out and just kind of ran away and hit from those guys in that LCQ. And you were one of the 2 or 3 cars that actually were on the move here. Once you got into that top 3, the sledding got a little tougher, though.
Yeah. Every car you pass, it gets a little harder, doesn't it? It's a super fast group, so just happy to be competitive and run anywhere towards the front. And this group is awesome. So had a good time that second race. Made room or made a lot of spots on the first race, but definitely happier with this finish.
Well, an awesome run here in session 2. Make him a few shout outs, some thank yous, and we'll let you celebrate.
Just all for fun, no sponsors, no nothing like that. Just out here and looking for good places to race, and this is definitely one of them. So thanks to Josh and the guys for putting on the league, and you for taking the time to do this with us too.
All right, man. Congrats on a great run, and we'll look forward to seeing you in a couple weeks.
Sounds good.
Steven Spieth finishing in that third spot tonight behind a couple of heavy hitters, and we're going to talk to one of them now. He's back up here in the booth again. This time he's on the second step of the podium. But Bo Brennan, overall, pretty good night tonight.
Yeah, not bad night. That 20 car is really good, so I'm not too surprised he's finishing ahead of me in both races. He's really fast, and he proves it week in and week out. So Yeah, kind of a weird track. You know, it was not really sure what to think about that. Not really sure what to say about it. It was just kind of I don't know. Didn't feel super comfortable. But fast enough to get second and to hold the lead for a little while.
Yep, first half of this thing was all 49 car, and I don't really know. I mean, I know that guy's fast, but it looked like maybe something started to go away on the 49 car. Maybe did we jackrabbit out a little too early and burn the right rear up some?
Maybe. I think more the bottom was there, the first 10 laps or so, and then it just wasn't. It pretty much went away as fast as it was there. And I wasn't really prepared for that. The track held together in the first race so well. I thought I would have a lot more time on the bottom to kind of maybe gain a little bit of a lead and pull away from some guys. But the bottom went away, and I had to quickly adapt. And I slid up a lane too high and let Brennan get by me. And then once he was by me, he was gone. So. Yeah, I don't know if maybe I burned up a little bit of right rear. I don't know. I think Steven was catching me there at the end too, so that could have very, very well been. But all in all, good night. Great points night. I can't complain about that. So shout out to Varix.com for all your e-commerce needs. Mighty Good Marketing. SimRatMarket.com for sponsoring this. It's great to have them on board. My parents, my wife, Josh, Billy, and Robert, even though Robert doesn't show up anymore. And you, Roger, for broadcasting. Thanks so much.
All right, man. Thanks for chatting with us. Congrats on a great night of racing, and I'll look forward to seeing you in a couple weeks.
Thanks, Roger.
Bo Brannon finishing in second, and now he finished second in the first one. He improves that to a win in session 2. He made it look a whole lot easier than session 1. Man, you got around Bo, and you just took off.
Yeah, that was a strange track surface, man. I kind of just gauged what I wanted to do off of Bo, and honestly, off the start, man, those guys had a good run up top. I didn't expect that. I thought it was just going to be walking on the bottom, but it moved up to the mid lane and kind of wasn't really prepared for that. Those guys started pulling away, and I just couldn't make anything happen down there, and kind of just tucked in behind Bo, and man, just try to figure out what he was doing. I saw he was making some time in some spots, and just trying to kind of war game behind him a little bit. Like, where is he going to give an opportunity? And I kind of noticed in turn 3, with the way the track state was, that high into 3 is just black slick. You're not going to get anything going there. So I figured if I can get under him on the back straightaway and kind of challenge him into 3, that he's kind of left with a slick line or tucking behind me. So I try to use that to my advantage and, where I could. But no, I mean, these guys, when you give a guy like Bo the front row, it's just, he's not easy, and these guys are just getting better and better. So really, I did need to start near the front on that one. I think there was no hero drive on the bottom to get to the front there. That was just pure luck that I got to start near the front. But no, I mean, I thought everyone drove a pretty good race from what I saw, and I hope I don't make it look too easy. It's definitely not. I'm definitely sweating bullets trying to figure out what exactly is the fastest line where I can find a little extra speed.
Well, 20 car sure does go to victory lane a lot for somebody who says that it's not that easy. So I know these guys are really good and really fast, but right now 20 car seems to be the class of the field. But green flag race from end to end. You chased for half, but then after you got by him, I don't know what you did different, but nobody had any kind of speed like you did those last 15 laps. You won this thing going away, 1.7 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a psychological thing, right? Like, when you pass the leader and get into open air, it's a lot different than being the leader and having someone hounding you, right? Like someone in Bo's position, it's really difficult to just put your shoulders down and clock laps, right? You know there's somebody on your tail tank. For me, when I pass him, I know he's on my tail tank, but I know I just passed him. So if I could do it once, I might be able to do it again. It's just a psychological thing that happens in all of racing, right? So that helped me a little bit, and I knew where I was going to be fast, and if he found something quicker, then he'd come right by me. But I don't think there's a whole lot of options there for strategic racing lines or something goofy, something cute, cut down the hill and shoot the bottom of the straightaway type of thing. I don't think it was conducive for that type of activity. So no, man, as usual, got to thank you, Dirt Racing Network, putting on the best broadcast in the industry. for sim racing, man. You're bringing it to them, and I appreciate you greatly for doing that and coming on board with me. And of course, the Indie Esports guys, as usual. And I know my dad and his girlfriend Kelly are watching at home, so shout out to them. Means a lot to me that I have, a good few people watching, cheering me on. So, hey, we'll come back next week and try to win a couple more.
All right, man. Well, we'll look forward to seeing you next time out, and congrats on a great win. Been fun.
Absolutely. Thank you, Roger.
Brandon Rogers, winning session number 2. We will take a look at our results. Rogers Brandon's piece, 1, 2, 3. Barros was 4th. Silby 5th. Anelski 6th. Boyd 7th. Wagoner 8th. Gerlach 9th. Brochart 10th. Shaw 11th. Lopp was 12th. And Krikorian in 13th. Missed one driver in there. And I still cannot figure out who was not there. So, sucks getting old. You can't remember things from 25 minutes ago. Appreciate all you guys being out there watching. Without you, there's no reason for us to do this. Without all of the great leagues giving us awesome racing like you saw right here tonight, there is nothing for us to cover, so everybody gets a big thank you there. We'll be back on Monday night. Don't forget about Dirt Slingers Racing League. If you haven't hit the like, share, and follow buttons on Facebook, please go do so. Subscribe on YouTube, Twitch, and Trovo. Until we see you guys the next time, peace and love to everybody. Keep the rough side down. Absolutely 100% of the time, keep it dirty. Go to your local racetrack. Spend some money there. Keep those guys in business and keep the drivers wanting to come and entertain you. Till we see you the next